Angry hotel guests let the CEO of Resorts World have it, saying an immersive experience they paid big money for turned out to be a bust.
It makes Las Vegas look bad. It makes Resorts World look bad. It makes Mr. Beast look bad. Like, this is a terrible experience. They gave us an experience, all right? A real bad one.
It's a very expensive resort. Like, all their restaurants are very, very expensive compared to most other hotels. So a $50 credit is a joke. It's like one beverage.
Will April Fool's Day 2026 come early to Las Vegas? When the promises of a world-class experience at Resorts World suddenly become a bitter joke. The $4.3 billion city, once hailed as the greatest gamble of the century, promised to revitalize the entire city after years of decline. Vegas has placed all its faith, expectations, and honor in it, as if this is the last card in the hand of a desperate gambler. But after just a few years, that trump card was turned over. From constantly failing check-in apps, empty restaurants, and the Mr. Beast event being considered a media disaster, to a 22% drop in revenue, a 75% decline in profits, and a wave of layoffs. Resorts World is no longer a symbol of revival, but a luxurious obituary for an American dream that is slowly coming to an end. In today's video, let's explore how Resorts World's $4.3 billion gamble backfired. Is the collapse of this place breaking Vegas's last hope? Let's find the answer together right now. As Las Vegas tries to recover from the dark years of the pandemic, it needs an icon. Something bright and large enough to make the world look back and believe this city still has a chance. And that symbol, they believe, is Resorts World Las Vegas, a $4.3 billion complex, touted as the most modern resort ever built on the Strip. With 3 massive towers, the Hilton, Conrad, and Crockford's, over 3,500 guest rooms, 117,000 square feet of casino space, high-end shopping, and a 5,000-seat theater, all built with a promise. This will be the Vegas of the future. In 2021, as the world was still grappling with the aftermath of the pandemic, the Genting Group, Malaysia, announced its first project on the Strip in over a decade. They call that vision Vegas 2.0, a technologically reborn version of Las Vegas where AI, check-in apps, LED towers, and cashless casinos merge into one. The goal is very clear: to revive the North Strip, an area that was once the soul of Vegas, but reached the end of an era after the 2008 financial crisis. In a 2014 press release, Genting stated, "Our goal at Resorts World Las Vegas is to complement existing properties and bring a new and unique entertainment destination to the Las Vegas Strip. We will give first-time guests a new reason to visit Las Vegas and other tourists a great reason to return. It's not just a hotel, it's a miniature metropolis where guests can eat, play, shop, and sleep without ever leaving the premises. Resorts World is designed to be a gift to America, a statement from an Asian conglomerate that believes it is reviving an icon that once captivated the world." When it opened in June 2021, all media lenses were focused on it. City leaders declared, "This is proof that Vegas is back." Newspapers, investors, and YouTubers alike hailed it as the revival shot for the Strip. Hope after Vegas's darkest period. For the locals, those who once worked at the Stardust or the Riviera, hotels that have disappeared from the map, this is the ultimate test. A 58-year-old former front desk employee once told CNN Local, "If this project fails, the whole Strip will collapse with it." Resorts World is described as the rebirth of the American dream in the desert. Investors are betting that the $4.3 billion project will bring back international tourists, revive the hotel industry, and rekindle the spark that once made Vegas the world's dream destination. It carries great expectations that from here, Las Vegas will once again become a testament to America's ability to rise again after a crisis. A symbol for the world to look at and say, "That's Las Vegas." However, as the LED lights blanketed the facade and reflected onto the night sky, something went unnoticed by everyone. The light wasn't bright enough to illuminate the spaces below. Because when you step inside, past the opulent lobby and silent corridors, you'll realize that what Vegas has built isn't a dream, but an illusion. Resorts World was once seen as the revival spark of the Strip, a miracle of metal and light, where Vegas bet its entire future. But now, it's like a cold mirror, reflecting a truth no one wants to face. You can buy back the light of a city, but you can't buy back its soul, even with $4.3 billion in your hands. It was once said that Resorts World would usher in a new era for Vegas, and it did. Only that era looked so empty. As you step into the lobby, the first thing you feel isn't the energy of old Vegas, but an eerie silence. No more laughter, no more the clinking of cocktail shakers or the cheers around the craps table. All that remained was the steady hum of the air conditioner and the LED light shining down on the marble floor. Everything in here is designed to perfection, and for that very reason, it becomes soulless. Not a single employee took the initiative to greet us. Not a word was spoken. Not a smile was shared. Only the sound of slot machines and lonely footsteps echoed through the long hallway. An elderly tourist said, "I feel like I'm in a hospital, not Vegas." Glimmering gold-plated corridors lead to empty bars where bartenders wipe glasses for no one to drink from. The craps machines, once the boisterous symbol of Vegas, are now as silent as an operating room. Vegas once thrived on glorious chaos, but now it runs on algorithms. The tourists quickly realized the problem wasn't just about energy, but a feeling of being drained. Parking is $30 an hour, a can of Coke is $7, the resort fee is $65 per night, not including taxes and surcharges. "Vegas used to make you feel rich overnight," said one visitor. "Now, it makes you feel poor all week." That phrase is repeated across a multitude of forums, under hundreds of TikTok videos and review vlogs, using the same single word, empty. Not only was the city's wallet drained, but the city's energy was also gradually disappearing. Vegas used to be a place where people laughed, shouted, and celebrated with strangers. Now, everyone sits silently, eyes glued to their phones, waiting for the service machine to bring drinks, if the Wi-Fi isn't down. Outside, older areas like Caesars or the Bellagio still have a bit of buzz. They still have a heartbeat. But Resorts World, dubbed the resort of the future, is more like a perfectly silent machine. It's clean, bright, and expensive, but it lacks the one thing that made Vegas legendary: people. And that's what makes those who once loved Vegas feel alienated. They no longer found random joy, only invisible surveillance. Every booking, every roll of the dice, every cocktail click is saved in a vast data system. The air of Vegas, which once made people feel alive, now only leaves a sense of being watched. Travel bloggers and influencers who once praised the place are now unanimously turning their backs, calling Resorts World the worst resort they've ever stayed at in Vegas. That feeling of disappointment isn't just complaining, it's regret. Vegas was once a symbol of fun, freedom, and imperfect beauty. Now, it's a monument to emptiness wrapped in luxury. Resorts World isn't Vegas's only failure, but it's certainly the most expensive one. Because this place not only cost $4.3 billion, but also burned the last remaining belief that Vegas could save itself with extravagance and technology. Now, the dream of reviving the Strip is just an expensive illusion. You can buy the lights, you can buy technology, you can buy luxury, but you can't buy human emotions. Vegas didn't die overnight. It just forgot how to make people feel alive. In an era where a single click can make or break a reputation, Las Vegas has inadvertently become the focus of the most misguided Mr. Beast challenge in history. Except this time, no one is a winner. In the summer of 2023, Resorts World Las Vegas, a $4.3 billion project and the new pride of the Strip, decided to partner with one of the world's most famous YouTubers to create a groundbreaking event that would bring a wave of young audiences back to Vegas. The initial idea sounded perfect, combining the allure of the internet with the luxurious glamour of the city that never sleeps. But just a few days later, what was expected to be a digital entertainment revolution turned into a global media disaster. According to data from Brandwatch 2024, negative mentions of Resorts World increased by over 380% during the week of the event. The average rating on Google and TripAdvisor dropped to 3.25, lower than many mid-range hotels along Las Vegas Boulevard. What was intended as a strategy to connect with young people turned into a multi-million-dollar lesson about emotional distance. Because the real problem isn't the image, but how Vegas misunderstands the new generation. Young people are no longer drawn to cold luxury. They crave authenticity, real experiences, and genuine emotions. But Vegas chose to showcase technology, lights, and giant billboards, while what they needed was people. The Mr. Beast event, which should have been a bridge between the digital world and the real city, instead became a symbol of the generation gap. A media expert from MediaPost commented, "When Vegas tries to imitate the internet, they forget that the internet cannot be programmed." As the wave of criticism spread, Resorts World chose to remain silent, and that silence only added fuel to the fire. Satirical clips exploded every place. Mr. Beast's worst giveaway ever. Vegas, but make it depressing, attracting millions of views. Within a week, the image Resorts World equal to Cold Machine became a viral meme, causing the city once known for its emotion to be remembered for its soullessness. From a symbol of technology, Resorts World became a classic example of the cost of losing emotional connection in the digital age. Vegas wants to prove it's modern, but forgets that people, both online and offline, don't want to feel like they're just data in an advertising algorithm. When the entire internet turned its back simultaneously, not only did Mr. Beast lose points, but Las Vegas also paid the price. Tourists' already fragile trust was eroded once again. Instead of reviving the Strip, that campaign made people realize something terrifying, that the lights could be brighter than ever, but the soul of Vegas was slowly fading. After that stumble, a few brands started to wake up. MGM Resorts was the first name to change direction. They stopped racing to create virtual experiences and instead returned to focusing on the human experience. Live music, local cuisine, community art, and real connection moments. The very things that made Vegas legendary. In its quest to go viral, is Las Vegas losing what once made it immortal? Genuine human emotion. And if even the city built to make people feel alive becomes soulless, where is the internet taking us? Numbers can be cruel, but they never lie. And when we look at the balance sheet of Resorts World Las Vegas, we see a story more terrifying than any rumor. The story of a $4.3 billion gamble falling freely into the Nevada desert. According to the Q1 2025 report, Resorts World saw a 22% drop in revenue compared to the same period last year, a figure that would make any investor sweat. More severely, their EBITDA, operating profit, plummeted by 75%, meaning costs soared while profits evaporated. The room occupancy rate was only 83%, much lower than the high 80s, low 90s target that Strip resorts always aim for. The average room rate dropped from 399 to 286 a clear sign that demand is weak and hotels are forced to lower prices to fill empty rooms. In a city where crowded used to be synonymous with prosperous, seeing empty rooms during Labor Day weekend is an unprecedented sight. One guest commented, "We come to Vegas every year, but we've never seen it this empty. Even on holidays, it's strangely quiet." And that silence isn't just in the empty hallways, it's in every financial report. Behind the opulence, Resorts World is paying the price for its no expense spared philosophy. Huge operating costs, the burden of interest payments, and investments in technology that haven't yet yielded profits have turned the resort into a luxurious but leaky ship. Overly ambitious construction made all the numbers paradoxical. The more you invest, the more you lose. By mid-2025, Resorts World will have to lay off dozens of full-time employees, and according to internal sources, hundreds of other positions are in the danger zone. Externally, the polished image remains intact, but internally, the system is crumbling. Employees are exhausted, customers are complaining, and trust is eroding. A former unnamed executive commented, "When revenue is down, costs are up, and confidence is lost, you don't need any other signs to know the ship is sinking." Those numbers don't just speak to Resorts World, they speak to the Vegas of today. The number of international tourists decreased, domestic tourism stagnated, and resorts on the Strip had to scramble to cut costs. According to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, job growth in the leisure and hospitality sector in Nevada was only 0.5% in the second quarter of 2025, the lowest level since the pandemic. Resorts World was built as a statement about the future. But now, the numbers are proving a simple point. All financial miracles have an expiration date. And Vegas, the city that once defied all rules, is now bowing to the rules of the ledger. If even $4.3 billion projects can't generate real profits, has the era of extravagance in Vegas come to an end? Or are these cold numbers simply warning of something bigger? That America is losing its ability to create genuine joy. Every city has its secrets. But when the secrets of Las Vegas were exposed, the glamour was gone. Only the decay within the light remained. And the story of Resorts World is the perfect example of how a $4.3 billion dream can turn into a scandal that forces the entire city to bow its head. In mid-2023, while the public was still discussing the empty seats in the casino area, a leaked news report shook Vegas. The CEO of Resorts World was suddenly fired. The reason is not low profits, but a violation of Nevada Gaming Control Commission regulations regarding non-transparent financial transactions. According to public records released later, Resorts World was fined $10.5 million for failing to report suspicious activities in the VIP high roller area, where millions of dollars were exchanged daily without question. After the $10 million fine, the image of Resorts World, already shaky due to declining revenue, was completely shattered. Genting Group's Malaysian shareholders were forced to conduct an internal investigation, while the American media called it the worst scandal on the Strip since the 2008 crisis. Some sources even claimed that a portion of VIP customer data was stolen and leaked onto the dark web, causing a wave of international guests to cut short their trips or cancel their rooms at the last minute. On social media, people are discussing not only the financial scandal, but also the attitude of the entire industry. One visitor commented, "Vegas used to make mistakes, but at least back then they still had honor. But now, everything revolves around money. In a city built on trust, the belief that everyone has a chance to win, the collapse of Resorts World was not just the downfall of a brand, but a crack in the heart of Vegas. Local residents witnessed a wave of layoffs, restaurants closing early, and a sense of skepticism spreading across the Strip. Many who once hoped this would be the future of Vegas can only shake their heads now. If even the most modern resort can't maintain integrity, who can? Resorts World once promised to bring this city into a new era of trust and technology. But ultimately, what it brought was a reminder. Technology can make everything faster and brighter, but it cannot save a system when its moral foundation has rotted. Can Vegas truly be reborn if those at the helm forget the meaning of faith? And in a world where reputations can crumble with a single tweet, how many chances does this city have to start over? Las Vegas was once called the City of Opportunity, where if you just worked hard, you could make a living with your own hands. But today, amidst the dazzling lights of Resorts World, those who once helped build that dream are the ones being left behind. Behind the gleaming glass walls of the $4.3 billion resort, hundreds of workers quietly lined up waiting for the announcement of personnel restructuring. An internal announcement in early 2025 confirmed dozens of full-time positions were being cut, while many part-time employees were being indefinitely furloughed. Official figures have never been released, but according to sources in the Vegas hotel industry, the actual number could be as high as several hundred people. The majority of those who lost their jobs previously worked at classic hotels, where hospitality came from the heart. Now, they are being replaced by automated check-in systems, AI drink ordering, and contactless service, all to optimize costs. Vegas once thrived on human emotion, but now it's gradually being operated like a production line for fake emotions. According to data from the Nevada Department of Employment, Training and Rehabilitation, DETR, the state's hospitality industry lost over 5,700 jobs in the first quarter of 2025 alone. Of these, nearly 20% are service and housekeeping staff, the group with the lowest average income. And with a base wage of around 4.5 hour, many of them are struggling with an 18% increase in rent in just 1 year. A common sight in North Vegas: old RVs parked along the highway, where elderly couples who once worked in the tourism industry now live temporarily in their vehicles because they can't afford rent. One of them, a former stage technician at the old Stardust Casino, said, "I used to light the stage for Elvis. Now I only have the flashlight in my RV." Their story is not just personal tragedy, but a warning about the emptiness of an entire industry. Because when Vegas poured all its resources into technology and luxurious experiences, they forgot that it was the workers who were the true soul of this city. Can a city built on the dreams of labor survive if it continues to forget the very people who created it? And as Vegas gradually becomes a machine of artificial emotions, who will be brave enough to flip the switch on the human heart? Las Vegas was once the city that made the whole world believe that happiness could be created from light and smiles. But now, as the light remains bright while people gradually disappear from that picture, we understand that a city cannot exist if it loses its very soul. Resorts. World. A $4.3 billion dream may still stand, gleaming amidst the Nevada desert, but the people who truly made Vegas are fading away one by one. It's not because they're old, but because they've been replaced by touch screens, mindless data, and cost optimization systems that leave no room for the human heart. And perhaps in that silence, Vegas is losing what once made it immortal: its ability to make people feel like they are truly alive. If a city once born to celebrate joy is now empty, is it still worthy of the name City of Lights? And if the people who once made Vegas are no longer seen, then for whom will those lights shine? If you've also witnessed changes that have left you confused or regretful, please share your story in the comments section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to continue our journey of exploring what lies behind the fading American dreams with us. All content in this video is compiled from various reliable sources, including news reports, publicly available financial statements, and materials recorded at the time of creation. Some details, narratives, or facts in the video may be presented from an analytical, emotional, or metaphorical perspective for the purpose of exploration, reflection, and inspiration, and are not intended to draw conclusions or accuse any individuals, organizations, or businesses. All numbers, quotes, and descriptions in the video are used for reference purposes. Information that has not been fully verified will be expressed as possibly, seemingly, according to some sources, or as reported by insiders, to ensure objectivity and respect for viewers. The video content does not represent the official views of any organization, agency, or brand mentioned. Viewers are encouraged to verify information and form their own perspectives, as the ultimate goal of this content series is not judgment, but rather a deeper understanding of the social, economic, and human movements behind the iconic symbols.